So I wanted to open today's video with these first 3 shots. Now what you're seeing here is something that has become a real game changer for my game. And what that is that I'm looking at cue ball last primarily on 3 shots. And they were just shown, and that is the jump shot, jacked up on the rail shot, as well as the long power draw shot. Now the last one I just mentioned is why this video is being put together today. About 3 months ago, and actually prior to that, I had been inconsistent with my long power draw shots, both in pocketing the shot as well as drawing the cue ball back to a specific point on the table. Well, it dawned on me that I was having very good success looking at cue ball last when I would jump as well as when I would be jacked up on the rail, so I decided to give it a try with the long power draw shots. And lo and behold, I started pocketing the shots with regularity and I was drawing the cue ball back more accurately. And the reason why was that I was focused on the cue ball only, and I was looking at a specific point for my cue to go through the cue ball. And I believe this is really what was happening and why I would miss or why I wouldn't draw back accurately. When I would look at object ball last, I wouldn't hit the cue ball exactly where I wanted to, and I was getting some unwanted squirt. If I would make the shot, the cue ball wouldn't come back, but it would go in the pocket, funny. It wouldn't come back to where I would want it to be. So by looking at cue ball last, I then become more accurate with the tip placement going through that specific point on the cue ball, and it made all the difference. Now, today's video is not about me trying to convince you to look at cue ball last. No way, I would never do that. It's all up to the individual. For my game, those 3 shots I just showed you, it works extremely well. Now, I had thought about putting together a video on this for a while, and then, you know, timing is everything. I was watching Joe Rogan's recent podcast with Fedor Gorst, and lo and behold, guess what question was asked by Joe? He asked Fedor, what do you look at last, cue ball or object ball? I couldn't believe I heard him ask that because I was listening closely at that point. And Fedor said this, so let's check it out.
This moment of pulling the trigger, this moment where you're making sure that everything aligns and you just kind of keep your mind on task and keep focused on the object ball. Do you look at the cue ball before you strike or the object ball?
So it really depends on the distance between the object and cue ball. For example, when it's close to each other, object ball and the cue ball, I look at the cue ball last. When it's long distance, I look at the object ball last.
So in hearing what he just said, now does he mean that he's looking at the cue ball last when he's fixated and focused on making the shot, or is he looking at the cue ball when he's actually executing the shot? I'm not 100% sure what he means there, but to me, he's saying that he's looking at cue ball last on his short distance shots where the cue ball and object ball are close together. If the object ball is far away, he does not. He looks at the object ball last. I found that to be amazing because I thought pretty much everybody would say object ball last, because that's what I had done for the first 4.5 years of playing this game. I couldn't imagine looking at cue ball last. But I realized once I started to shoot my jump shots and my jacked up on the rail shots, I was having more success. And then when I started to do it on my long power draw shots, there was something to it. Now let me say this. After watching the podcast and hearing Fedor say that, I decided to test this out. And I have actually practiced now for probably a little over 100 hours, looking solely at cue ball last on all shots. I'm not talking about just those long power draws, just those jump shots, or just those jacked up shots, all shots. So let me quick jump in here. Notice here that I'm on the rail, and here I'm jacked up. So this is one of the 3 shots that I talk about, and this is one that was on the opening of this video. And the key there is that I want to jack up, but I also want to look dead at the spot I'm trying to hit with the tip of the cue. Now here, I'm going to go ahead, and I didn't plan on doing this, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to run out the rest of these balls to see if I can do it by just looking at cue ball last. So every one of these shots are cue ball last. And there's a mindset here, I got to tell you. So when you're doing this, you go down in the shot, you clear your mind. Now I'm looking at object ball, cue ball, back and forth, but the last thing I look at when I make my stroke is the cue ball. And it is shocking how accurate this can be. Once again, I'm not trying to tell everybody that they need to do this. This is just something that I'm experimenting with, and it's working extremely well. Now I did get out of position there a little bit, so I had to play some inside low draw to get around to the 7, but the rest of this is pretty good. Now I did get straight here too, but I have this shot. This is that draw shot where you come back to the rail. But cue ball last, it's amazing. It's shocking that it works, but it does. Jeremy Jones, I'm a true believer now. But I wanted to do this video, put this video together because there is something to this, and I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys look at cue ball last, I know there are some players that look at some shots, they look at cue ball last, while on others it's the object ball last, just like Fedor Gorst said. And I think, it's my take, that when you have a shot that requires or puts a premium on tip location on the cue ball, that's when you would want to look at cue ball last. Just like I said in the jump shot or the one that's jacked up on the rail, or that long power draw shot where you're trying to bring it back to a specific point. You know, the farther away it is, it's more difficult to bring it to a specific area of the table. But if you're going through the cue ball precisely with that back spin and you hit the cue ball in the spot you're trying to hit it, center on the cue ball, it'll come back to the location that you're trying to get to. So anyway, I just want to make this video. It's going to be a quick one. It's a kind of a controversial subject, but I think it's one we all need to really look into in more depth and keep an open mind to it. Let me know in the comment section what you do. I'm really curious, and I want to interact with you guys and find out what the real story is here. I want to get a feel for what the general pool community really does in this case. Cue ball, object ball last, which one? Hey, if you found this video to be helpful, please share this video as it helps my channel and I need your help. And if you want to see another informative tutorial, watch this one right here. And until next time, like I always say, keep on practicing.